there. That's where the Scorpions are tunneling up, so he wants to get prepared for that. Next photo, finally I've got another turn, and the Carrion have not been destroyed by shooting, so they've come over here and decided to kill that repeater bolt thrower crew. And in this photo, yes, in the background you can see where that coin actually is. It's a bit more visible now, but underneath the Cauldron of Blood crew. So if that Scorpion just comes up and rolls a hit for its scatter direction, then it's going to be in combat with everybody there. So yeah, get rid of this bolt thrower crew. Next photo, you can see what's going on here. In the middle of the field, the chariots have moved around the forest, swept around, and actually pursued those shades away. And the other chariot's getting in range as well. A lot of shooting going off, but he's basically shrugging it off with his ward save. And this puts me in quite an aggressive situation. He's had to flee, so on my next turn I should be able to cause a lot of damage. Next photo, what's happened here is he's actually had to flee away with all of his cavalry, so hopefully for his sake he can actually rally with everything. It's basically rallying on Leadership 10 with the musicians there and characters. But in the background, the chariot's slamming into the enemy chariot, and that combat I believe I managed to win marginally, and he broke, which is very unlucky for him. In the background, the Tomb Guard just shambling forward to try and deal with the shades as best they can. Next photo, he's got his Hydra still in the forest here, so my surviving light cavalry there just moving around so they can't get charged and just staying out of its range, essentially. Not having to take terror checks is very good, and this really march blocks the Hydra as well, which is very effective. I felt like he should have really brought his Hydra in and committed it to combat a bit more. Next photo, what's happened here is that he's actually rallied with his chariot in the far background, and my chariots have just swarmed over the hill. The Tomb Guard in the middle have been even further depleted, but they have wiped out. In fact, both units of Shades having been wiped out now because the chariots and Tomb Guard really mopping both units up. You can see in the foreground he's got his unit of repeater crossbowmen with the assassin appearing in the middle. That's actually what dealt with the other unit of chariots in the foreground. My third unit of chariots on my farmost left flank had charged this unit and were repelled, unfortunately, by characters in that unit, which was very well. He'd also stood and shot, stand and shoot reaction with his bolt thrower, his crossbowman anyway, so that had caused a lot of damage too. Next photo, you can see basically him trying to move his repeater, his Cauldron of Blood back into the way of the chariots to prevent them from charging through and wiping out the remaining cavalry there. Things looking very precarious for him because he's lost a lot of troops, and he didn't really have that many troops to begin with. Most of his points are invested in characters. That can go well if you play right, but generally it makes for some really awkward matchups if you don't have enough troops to get in the way of things and to really get the better position. So that's what's happening here. Next photo, unfortunately, doesn't really quite manage it because, as you can see in the middle of the photo, the chariots have charged the Dark Riders. The Scorpion has cropped up from the tunnels and charged the Cauldron of Blood. So what's going to happen here is the chariots will be able to destroy the unit of Dark Riders in the center and then go on to follow up against the Cauldron crew. In the background, he's got all of his characters, well, his two spellcasting characters with that unit of Dark Riders. They are really wiping out this unit of Tomb Guard. Only a few guys left, and the King's even taken a wound as well. Carrion moving around in the background to deal with the other repeater bolt thrower crew shortly, but things not looking good for the Dark Elves. In this next photo, the Scorpion just getting in range there and actually doing a lot of damage. In fact, I believe killing that hag witch in the center, which wasn't so cool for the Dark Elves, but there you go. Next photo sees basically everything crushing through, the chariots steamrolling the Cauldron of Blood and leaving him with really nothing left but that unit of Dark Riders in the middle and the Hydra in the background. Next photo, what have we got? Oh yeah, next photo, it's my turn, and I've actually moved around with the chariots and Scorpions to try and cut off his escape route with the Dark Riders, and the single Carrion in the background trying to deal with that repeater bolt thrower crew. In fact, being repelled by the bolt thrower crew in this particular instance. And next turn, there's Glenn in the background deciding what to actually do. He, as you can see, he's a bit boxed in. I've got chariots against his chariot from the far background, preventing that from actually getting involved in the play. And even got a catapult trying to shoot at his Dark Riders over the background there. But yeah, as you can see, Glenn trying to work out what to actually do with his big point sink there. Not too much that he can do at this stage. Next photo, what he decides to do is actually move around a little bit with his Dark Riders. So I charge him with one Scorpion, and just move around with my chariots a little bit, having taken some damage from spells. And this Scorpion, unfortunately, not managing to do much in combat. What I didn't realize, I forgot, is that his Supreme Sorceress has the Pendant of Caleth. Unbelievably nasty item, prevents me from really doing any damage to him, so I actually lost that combat. Didn't lose the Scorpion though, but lost the combat nonetheless. Next photo, he's come along here with the Hydra, and what's happened here before this photo was taken is that the Hydra came in from the left flank, destroyed the Scorpion that was in combat with the Dark Riders, and then overran into the chariots. But then my following turn, you've got the Tomb Prince and the archers coming along and charging that Hydra in the flank and getting into combat with the Dark Riders as well, essentially winning me the game. So that was very cool. Managed to break both the Hydra and all the Dark Riders and his characters in one fell swoop. So well performed there by the Tomb King army. Unfortunately, the Dark Elves making a few mistakes here and there. I didn't really like his choice of lore, of spells chosen. I didn't really like some of his deployments and maneuvers, but he certainly had the tools to get the better of me, and unfortunately I managed to avoid that happening. So really happy with the result. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle report. We've got another battle report coming up shortly with the Warriors of Chaos versus Dark Elves. So look forward to that. In the meantime, thanks for watching this one.